Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Nahil Forest Wali and I welcome you all to this interview session. Today we have the privilege of hosting an esteemed individual whose name is resonated with excellence and passion. I'm delighted to introduce Sidhi Sareen, who holds uh, let's take this opportunity to delve into Sidhi's remarkable life journey, exploring her accomplishment, experiences, and insight. We hope to gain valuable knowledge and inspiration from her expectational story. Without further ado, let's warmly welcome our guest, Sidhi. It's truly an honor to have you here. So, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
Okay, first of all, please introduce yourself for my viewers.
Right. Hi everyone. My name is Sareen and I'm from India, from a small town called Haryana. I live in Ambala and I'm a high school student currently pursuing pre-med, and I'm the founder and chief executive officer at School of Amaze as well as EcoKarma.
That's great. So, my first question is that what sparked your passion for STEM subject, particularly computer science, programming, and robotics?
Right. So ever since I was in seventh grade, I had this inspiration about the technology advancing and seeing the advancements like blockchain come up, nanotechnology develop. I was always inspired to do something unique, and like that was the time I fell in love with coding. So we had these curriculums, which is like a normal curriculum for a seventh grader. Like we have these boards. And I felt a certain attraction towards computer science and biology, especially. Then nanotechnology came up and my interest just growed. So I explored my interest online. I started researching, I developed projects. I met a number of people online as well who helped me achieve certain goals and certain expectations in my STEM journey. Now, as I'm in like my second last year of high school, I feel that I'm pretty confident in STEM curriculum and that I can pretty sure probably develop a career in one of the STEM curriculums.
Okay, nice. So, could you tell us more about your experience as a CGM, SOH Scholar, Resolutions Fellow, Semifinalist, and Talerang Awardee?
Right. So resolution was a part that I never skip about. Our organization, EcoKarma, entered at Resolution Fellow, and we were the semi-finalist over there. So we could not actually go to the spot and enter the finalist part because it was like in New York, and we didn't have our passports. So that was a pretty heartbreaking story, but yeah, that is what it is. As well as, I did state that my journey as a founder of and chief executive officer of a school called Amaze, which is currently building here in India. It's like a project-based STEM curriculum where students are exposed to labs, which are most probably virtual. Like we make a virtual space like in-person reality. That's one feature which is currently developing, and we hope to build on that. So this was actually inspired by my current school, which is School of Humanity. I remember like 2 years ago when I randomly was in social media and I this bright advertisement popped up, and I was really attracted towards it, so which made me apply. And then I remember meeting Raya, the CEO of School of Humanity, and then actually entering School of Humanity as a scholar, so like on fully funded scholarship. And School of Humanity really inspired in me, like the project-based part. So like we build on projects in different curriculums, like food, water, and security, the future of internet, and right now we even have designing space habitats. So something that youth scientists are doing, we just feel like we're doing a great job when we build a project or we land up doing a micro internship with one of the topmost companies, which is pretty much learning as well as um, profile boosting experience. So that is where I was inspired from. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Okay, now let's move on to next question. How do you believe knowledge and education can bring about positive change in the world?
Right. So that's a great question.
Thank
Education
you.
obviously can bring a great change because all of us know that, the people who don't know about climate change, they still are not aware of what is happening in the world. And definitely climate education, which is even brought up by, big industries like Oxford University itself. Oxford providing training to help people, gain education and knowledge about the very same. Only if people actually gain knowledge about stuff and are educated on certain topics, they will know what is happening in the world and take action on, what to change. Because only if you know the cause of some problem, then only you can build the solution. No solution is built when you don't know the cause of this problem. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, now let's move on to next question. My next question is that how do you integrate your interest in literature, journalism, and environmental conservation with your STEM pursuits?
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty deep question. But like in the seventh grade era where I was like a student, and I didn't know where actually my main interest lies. So like whenever I started something, I just felt like, yeah, this is my thing, and I found interest in it. I wanted to know more about it. I delved into the topic much. In the year 2020, the lockdown year, I ended up reading 397 books in one year, and half of them were nonfiction. Literature has been like a part of me ever since, as a CGM student, because if you are an Indian, you will definitely relate to it. That yes, CGM has something to do with literature and poetry. I remember writing poetry so much that it even once went for a CBSC competition. So like it was selected from the entire school. And I've got like number of prizes for my poetry because that's something that I like to do in my free time. So like a hobby, literature and journalism. I even remember the time when my examinations used to finish like prior, like a hour prior or something. I used to write poetry on my question papers, which actually is like one of my best collections. So yes, literature and journalism continues to be like a part of me, like a hobby, just to get my life on track and just to like enjoy a little bit moments that we have in life and to capture them in form of beautiful words because as said, poetry is a form of art. Thank you.
Okay, great. So, in what ways do you demonstrate your leadership abilities and foster collaboration among your peers?
Right. So as in if we talk about organization, leadership does matter a lot. Because like a leader is a person who guides as well as supports the entire team on even if something bad happens, you don't have to leave their back. You have to stand there. That it's okay. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be our backbone. They're gonna be supporting and inspire the team by doing great things. So that's what are some of the qualities that a leader should have. And over the while, I've learned a lot about leadership. Yes, I did mistakes myself as well. At one point, this is like a part of my private journey that my entire team quit because I fell back in my leadership skills. Um, they told me that yes, I was supportive, but soon and steadily, like as work load, it started gaining and like it started bundling up. I started losing my temper, which was definitely not a skill. So from experiences, yes, by hook and by crook, I've learned a lot about leadership and I've learned what skills are required to be a good leader. And support is the most important one, while trust being on the backside. Only if you can build the trust and support of your employees or your team, then only you can be a good leader. Yes, yet I would say that till now as well, I'm not a perfect leader. I'm still developing and still learning from experiences because yes, I'm a student. But yes, from where I was last February to where I am today, I've improved a lot. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So, can you share an example of a problem solving challenge encountered and how you approach it?
Right. So one of the most common challenges, when a team has a deadline one night before, and we need to pull an entire night just to get the work done at one place, and there are certain problems that arise, like certain hindrances, that someone has an exam and someone has to go, someone has the parents are not letting you pull an entire night just to get work done, because yes, definitely for a high schooler to be working, it sometimes parents do not believe that high schoolers could actually be working into something that's a good cause. And I remember this one night where we had to apply for resolution, and we just had one night, and there was this huge form, which each question was like 500 to 1,000 words, and we were lacking words. We could not expand, and we had to write more and more and more. And we were so annoyed because some of the questions they overlapped, and we were not able to find descriptions, and we were not able to frame sentences. That's where actually AI comes into use. And we explored. We explored. So half of us went because we could not join in. But me and one another mate, we sat the entire night. We cleared the hurdle. We explored different things like AI tools, and came up with a solution that this is something that could help us. On the same form, we had this thing called a budget, and none of us were experienced in finance. We didn't know about finance. We were just like high schoolers. We didn't even take like stream ahead. So like we were not even that fit for the age that we could take up a stream like commerce and learn about banking and accounts and arts and budgeting. So none of us knew it, and we were just exploring things. And it was my first time where I ended up making a budget, and it actually got approved. So that's something like that problem appeared, and we didn't give up. We searched, we find alternatives, we learned from AI, and we ended up making something which was actually acceptable.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. So, how do you manage your time effectively, balance your various interests and commitments?
Right. So time is something that I am facing issue with currently as well. I'm pretty bad at managing time when it comes to my extracurricular as well as my STEM related courses. So till 10th, it was pretty okay. Like I could manage it. I could pull an extra hour because it's like even if you don't study like daily, you can make up to it like at the end of the term. You can just like pull 2 nights or 3 nights, and then you'll be able to pull your syllabus. But class 11th or like the higher grades is definitely not it. Especially when you are like taking medical, like sciences. So like maths, biology, physics, chemistry, when the higher terms come up, then you need to spare like 8 to 12 hours daily to study, except from the tuitions and except from the school part. So like that's the self-study part, where you need to actually sit and do your own studies. And
Yeah.
this is something that I'm currently facing issue with, because if you're able to pull 12 to 8 hours studying, self-studying, then you're not able to pull any time for extracurricular. Because even if you remove like 8 hours from school, you remove 8 hours from your, travel studying, then you also have 8 hours for sleep. And if you're compromising your sleep for a test, then definitely there is no time for extracurricular. And for these 2 years, I'm just struggling with my extracurricular, like bit by bit, small by small. Like at least if I could take out 1 hour and do it like 7 hours studying and 1 hour extracurricular, it would be great. But 11th and 12th are like the crucial years, and especially in India when we have examinations like NEET and JEE, which is the toughest and competitive examinations of the world. Yeah, technically. So I'm trying. I'm focusing on a number of things, but over 6 months, I've cut down my extracurricular to very minimal, because after these 2 years, I'll still have time to build on my extracurricular for like 3 months. So that's something that I look forward to now. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So, what are your thoughts on the intersection of biology, technology, and business? How do you see yourself contributing to this convergence?
Right. Okay. So yes, that's something that is like one of my career aspirations. A number of people have asked me that how do you link, biology with technology, like but with CS? If you're taking additional CS, then what is the linkage? And what is it entrepreneurship that you got into so deep and that you are not able to, get off the track? So it doesn't make any sense when you are taking biological sciences along with CS to someone. But when this, technology came up called nanotechnology, which uses, there was a recent update which uses robotics to cure cancer. So scientists are looking towards it, how robotics could actually cure cancer. So like nanorobots, which are made, which are released into the body, so that they kill the tumor-causing germ and cure cancer. So this is something that relates to biotechnology. So like as technology advances, we could even use it in healthcare. Right now we know that lack of transparency is there in the medical sector. We know that there are a number of diseases which cannot be cured, like cancer. Um, and we know that certain technological advancements could definitely be in the sector of healthcare that will actually help improve the conditions as well as build transparency. Right now, I'm building on a project, which is a donor project. So, like all of us know that at the end, when there is a surgery, it's always like hard to find a donor replacement, and it even ends to death sometimes. So, like a blockchain project, which helps in donor organ, exchange. That's something what I am currently building on. And if you like enter this into the sector of entrepreneurship, so like selling your product to actually receive, selling your product to the clients or selling your product to the companies, like hospitals, and so that's like a concept of entrepreneurship, like having marketing, sales, and finance, and just like developing your product, your prototype, updating it, and selling it. So like that's in the IT entrepreneur sector as well as linked to the health sector.
Okay, thank you for sharing this. So, can you tell us about your involvement in global affairs and sustainability?
Right. So EcoKarma is basically an organization that's based on sustainability. So we aim to reduce climate change, and we've had a number of drives till now, like the plantations drive on Earth Day. We've had the plastic collection drives in like 7 to 9 countries. In 9 countries, more than 200 to 500 youth were involved, and we even celebrate. We even held a summit, like the Think Green, Be Green summit, with the help of with 7 or 8 more organizations coming all together, and a number of more initiatives like we plant a plant daily. I've been doing it since seventh grade, and now the land is like a farmhouse with different kinds of plants and seedlings. And at the end, we even end up saving seeds and saplings, which end up preserving the species. So that just like if it goes extinct, you have the species. So that's something that is in global sustainability. My role, as in my organization, chief executive officer and founder, leading all the initiatives and being part of team. Right now, we are just doing social media engagement, and we are soon going to launch a project which involves youth to come forward with innovative ideas to save climate change. And next year, hopefully, we would even have an in-person summit in New Delhi for the winners. And like just like yeah.
Alright. So, how do you use your presentation skills to inspire critical thinking? Among others, as evidenced by your participation in Harvest Model UN and global innovation field trip.
Okay, yeah. So global innovation field trip was like where we had to present our problem and solution. That was from my school, from School of Humanity. So we developed a solution on a problem. For example, last year I developed a policy paper on energy efficiency because energy, as you know, is being wasted a lot. And a policy paper was my solution, which I developed. And that's something that we delivered at the global innovation field. Sometimes we even deliver like a skill unit. So like what we learned and what are some projects that we could launch. So that's something at the global innovation and the Harvard Model United Nations was the resolution project at which we were semi-finalists. So that's not something that we got into because that was only for the finalists and we could not make it. So
Okay, that's great. So, what are some of your favorite books or authors, and how have they influenced your thinking or perspective on life?
right. I have a number of favorite authors. I cannot choose one, but one of the books I read recently was Rich Dad Poor Dad and The Science of Being Happy. The Science of Happiness. Yeah, those two books, these are like so inspirational. Especially The Science of Being Happy. So that actually taught me about STEM curriculum subjects as well as linked it to the spiritual mind and how God can um, be a reason always, like for your presence, for your happiness. And it was like a combination of a bit of factual knowledge as well as spiritual knowledge, which I value both equally. um yes, that's it.
Hi, can you hear me? I'm
Yeah,
sorry, my internet is not working. My internet is very slow. So, can I ask again?
sure. The last question you asked was my favorite books and
Yes,
like
yeah,
one of
yeah.
my favorite authors. But yeah, I have too many authors and I cannot definitely choose on one. The last book I read was The Science of Happiness as well as Rich Dad Poor Dad. Both of them exceptionally awesome. The Science of Happiness really connects between some of the factual knowledge as well as spiritual knowledge. So I value them both equally, and it's a great book. It's literally a great book. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. If you could have a conversation with any historical figure, living or decade, who would it be and why? What would be the main topic of discussion?
Right. So that's a tough question and a good question as well, because there are a number of people who have done amazing job on the earth. And I've been recently influenced by Sophia. So she's like the youngest UN advisor, and she's been doing amazing job on her organization Climate Gardeners, as well as on others foundation. So I've been lately inspired from her a lot, and yeah, she could be one of the persons I would love to talk about. And our main topic of discussion would really be climate and like how could we, uh, protect the earth from climate change. So,
Okay, thank you. And thank you so much, Sidhi, for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us today. Your unwavering passion of STEM subjects, literature, journalism, and environmental conservation is truly inspiring. So, your leadership abilities, collaboration, and dedication to making a positive impact, you have demonstrated the power of knowledge and the importance of critical thinking in addressing the challenge of our world. We are grateful for the privilege of learning from your experience as a CJMSOH Scholar Resolution Fellow, semi-finalist, and Talerang Awardee. Your involvement in global affairs, sustainability, and the convergence of biology, technology, and business showcase your commitment to creating a better future. On behalf of everyone here, we extend our deepest gratitude for your time and valuable insight. Your story serves as a testament to the transformative power of education, patience, and dedication. We wish continued success in all endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, Sidhi, for being a beacon of inspiring, and we look forward to witnessing the positive impact you will continue to make in the world. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.